Jesus had been betrayed, had been denied, had been crucified, and had been killed, God's love prevails. God's love abounds. And so Jesus enters this experience in love for us and for God. And we need to keep that in mind, because many people have looked at this and said, this was about an atonement. This was to appease an angry God. But is an angry God love? That's sort of contradiction, isn't it? So it's not to appease God. It's not to make an atonement for anything. It's rather, out of the love that God has for us, God would not allow death to hold Jesus. And because of the love Jesus has for us, he enters this experience of death, giving himself freely and lovingly for us. Now, one of my favorite Easter movies, along with The Robe, The Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur, Jesus of Nazareth, is the movie Moonstruck. You don't think that's an Easter movie? Well, let me tell you. First of all, for those of you who don't know the film, it stars Cher as Loretta Castorini, and Vincent Gardina and Olympia Dukakis as her parents, Cosmo and Rose Castorini. And death, see, the point is that death is an obsession in this film. It's an obsession. It starts off what? The first scene, we're at a close-up of a dead body at the funeral home. Okay, funerals are part of life. Johnny Camerari, Loretta's fiancé, is going back to Sicily because his mother is dying. An old woman puts a curse on his plane that it fall into the ocean because her sister's on the plane who took her boyfriend 50 years ago. See when you don't let things go? Anyway, several times throughout we hear Vicky Carr singing. Vicky Carr singing, I love this song. It must be him, oh dear God, it must be him or I shall die. I shall die. Loretta's father doesn't like to sleep anymore because, quote, it's too much like death. Loretta's husband was killed by a bus, and so every so often we see a bus pass the screen.